Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm playing along with a school-based theme hop. That's all folks, which is the end of a school something. So I'm going to do commencement or graduation for grade 12 for my oldest, and I'm going to use those simple stated by design and the Starlight from 49 Market. And this is the picture that they took because parents can't really take pictures as they go across the stage. It's a little too hard. So there was quite a few graduates that walked across the stage for my kiddo a year ago, just over. I'm going to use this page and see where the branding strip is on the side, and I am going to rotate that so that it is vertical by design, because I picked up the Starlight Dreams collection from 49 and Market and some of this simply stated design, and I think that's it for her commencement in her grad gown kind of thing. And then I have some other stuff for her. They do kind of like a prom but not a prom for graduation up here in Canada. So then I have her in her fancy dress, and I have some Alice in Wonderland stuff to do with that one. So but I'm gonna do, so that was a 4 or 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 white mat, and I put some prize room oxide along the edge to make it pop. And then I'm doing this stencil. This is the Crafters Workshop with just those little dots just to add a little bit around. And then I did pick out some embellishments before I got started. And so this makes this layout really quick to come together. I think it was, well, it wasn't even a half an hour to put the whole thing together, picking out and everything. So yay, I love it when things come together that quickly. So that commencement gown came from the simply stated design called Commencement, the hat as well, and then the other bits came from one that was called the Celestial Dreams, I believe. And that bigger moth came from the Celestial Dreams, and then these smaller butterflies, there's 2 of them, came from the 49 Market laser cuts for the Starlight Dreams. So I'm just gonna get stuff on. And so you are gonna watch me do 99% of this process. The only stuff I actually cut out is the cutting of that mat, because I did that prior to starting. And I cut out going to get letters, and that's it. Everything else stays in. So you can see like the whole process a little faster, but I don't do them slow. So, and I decided this one goes here instead. This little one I'm trying to decide, and that white one is not going to go there, but it is going to get on there. And yay. I think this all works so well together. I think it's so pretty. But 49 Market with these kind of layered pages already done makes it so easy to put a layout together and make it look like you did a lot of work with very little time. So I am cutting apart one of my really small foam squares to put on that little butterfly to prop up the wings, getting some of this all down. I did put foam squares on the book that's open so that it has a little bit of dimension too. And then just layering this on top to give a little bit more interest than what was there. I literally could have taken this photo and slapped it down on the page, maybe added some like enamel dots or something, and been done. And it still would have looked beautiful just because of the way the paper is. But I like to add this a little bit more. So I am struggling here in a second with this little one. I'm going to struggle taking the little foamy bits off because they're itty bitty now. And I cut it in half, and it was a really small square anyway, but I did want to pop those wings up to give the tiny bit of a shadow. This other white one is going to go here. I'm like, yep, that's good. And then we're 90% done this layout already. So I do prop that one up, and then I'm going to find some gold dots. I think these ones are spellbinders, but I'm not 100% positive because they're just open. So I am going to do a whole bunch of different clusters with the 3, just to mimic the stars in the background and the gold, and just to give it a little bit of pretty shine, because it's a lot of navy otherwise. And yeah, which is the color of the school's color that she graduated from. So she got blue. She was in a program that had 2 different high schools in the same program. So she graduated from the art high school, whereas they also had just a regular high school. So her colors were blue. And then that's me coming back from getting my letters. I picked out these hip clip ones because I wanted to put a title on here, and I thought about doing 12, and I do decide to do graduate. I thought about grad to start with, but it's not the whole grad thing that I'm looking at right now. I'm just looking at her as a graduate. So I do double check my spelling, because that is a thing for me sometimes. Like, I know how to spell this, don't I? So my iPad's right in front there. That's why you see me reach in front. And then I'm like, it's too long to go where it was, so I'm going to sneak it underneath this book. And to get them to sit really nice and not really drawn out because of the way these letters are, I am going to cut some of the tails off. So I do show you how we do that too, because well, why not? So I'm just trying to figure out spacing. I'm like, yep, that works. So that's going to work. I am going to, like, it is not going to stay on here unless I cut them off. So I'm going to cut pieces off. So I'm going to cut this bit of the G off. I'm going to add glue. I'm going to get them glued on as I go so that I don't have to think about it later or after I hit off. So, and then some of them still overlap a little bit because the white glue's on there, it's not going to make as much of a difference if I just had put them on and overlapped. And I didn't want to see the tails from like that A going through the middle of the D and that kind of stuff. So that's also why I'm cutting them off a bit. And then it doesn't make it as long. So it ends the end of the picture, and that makes more sense to me than having it way out the side. And then that keeps that balance together too. And so pretty. I love it. Makes me happy. Here are the close-ups. There is a hop list that is below for today, and then there'll be a different one for tomorrow because Sarah Scraps had enough people to put together for both of us. So I'll have all of the information about the hop today, and then come back and see who's playing along tomorrow. So you'll definitely be able to see who's going on. So, and those are my close-ups. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. It's the best thing about 49 Market Papers. It's so pretty and so easy to put together. So, and there it is, all done up. And thank you so much for being here today. If you're new here, I would love it if you subscribed, liked, and commented. There's a couple other things you might be interested in here. Thank you so much, and have yourself a wonderful day.